What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of NFT. Today, I want to talk about Lindy. No, we're not talking about the cousin of Lindsay. No, we're talking about actually Lindy, the 50-year-old from British Columbia. No, just kidding. It's just the Lindy effect. So, what is the Lindy effect, Lucas? Do you have any fucking idea what it is?
I have no idea. Give me a 2 to 3 sentence of it.
All right. So, well, I'm going to start out with the teaser. The Lindy effect. Why old ideas survive and what it means for startups. This is going to be the header of our episode today.
Oh, I like it. Tease me. Don't tease me like that.
Okay, Lucas, what is something that barely has changed since we were kids?
I'm assuming you can still use the Lamy pencils or pens, the big pens. People still buy notebooks, even though you have a computer. So I think that's very old and tried. So I think that's something that has not changed since then.
So you're basically talking about a few concepts that have surpassed in time. Okay. So
Yeah.
you still write notes, you write down by hand. It doesn't matter if there's new technology, it might be more convenient, whatever. But we're still going back to the basics on a few things. Another thing is like we still buy bread. We still gonna buy bread in the future. It's just part of eating food, right? Or the wheel has been around for I don't know, a few hundred years and
What
it's
is your
still here.
guess? How long do you think the wheel is around?
800 years.
See, the
No,
wheel
sorry, no, it must be no, 2,000 years at least. The Romans had it for their wagons, 3,000 years.
3,500 BC before Christ.
Okay, so look at it. It's been 3,500
5,000.
years,
No, 5,000, bro.
5,000 years. So yeah, so 5,000 years, and honestly, the thing is still round. Hasn't really changed much. Yeah, we use maybe different tires, rubber. It depends on where you
How
go.
long has the
But
bicycle around? The bicycle. What do you think?
the bicycle probably 180.
When invented? Let's see. I mean, my assumption more. But bike invention. Let's see. It was been invented in 1817, so over 200 years. 280 years.
280 years. Look, it still looks the same. They haven't changed much about it, right? Same reason why the pencil still looks the same for some brands. It still does the same thing. There's still businesses such as barbershops, like hairdressers, cafes, book publishing.
Right.
They all look the same still. They're
My-
still the same concept.
My question is though, why is that the case? Is that the case because they already nailed or they're solving a problem right from the day? Just the technology that they are using has been upgrading. So, for example, if you look at a barber, now they use machines to cut hair. They have, of course, they might have used like different creams now. They have nice optimized processes, but overall, the experience is the same. Or why is that the case?
So this is the case because they're already solving a core need, core human need. For example, you'll always need to eat something, bread. You still have hair growing out of your freaking body, so you need to go to the hard barber shop.
Not everywhere. I mean,
Well,
those who look at
exactly.
that at a camera right now, they will understand
Well,
why.
on the sides, bro, on the sides, you still need to do that. Otherwise, you look like a crazy person, like right. So these things are very, very basic, and the concepts stay the same. So yes, the machines are, but the business model is still the same, right? So the question is then, what are other businesses that are still have the same stuff or are becoming now are new, right? Because the wheel has been around for years. We already said these things. Like, what about things like social media, Bitcoin?
Okay, I want to go to social media. Let's start with social media. It's people or humanity always needed to communicate. So communication is one of the most important skills for humans, but actually helps us also like to evolve, I guess. Because in the end, it's like if you can't communicate, you can't share ideas. If you can't share ideas, you can't invent new things. If you can't invent new things, you will not evolve. And humans are the species itself. I mean, to be honest, it's quite weak. Like without tools, man, like, have you ever like there's also like a challenge, right? 100 humans versus a gorilla. Man, the gorilla will fucking tear through half of the people easily without any like weapons. Like just for fun's sake, we just like use ChatGPT and like okay, giving the humans different weapons, and when there's a chance, and man, you need to get to at least spears to even have a chance.
So coming back to it, what is the Lindy effect? Because people are probably asking, what is it? So the Lindy effect states the longer an idea or concept of business has been around, the longer it will keep like staying around. For example, the wheel has been around for 5,000 whatever
500
years.
years. Yeah.
and will probably still be around in another few 100,000 years or rather 1,000 years. Concept stays the same. The same with other things. Actually, originated, well, Nassim Talib is actually a mathematician, statistician. He actually made it popular, very very popular. But it originated from like New York City comedians. They were saying like, look, the longer a comedian has been around, the longer it was probably still around. So, for example, Kevin Hart has been around now for like 15, 20 years. He'll still be around in 15, 20 years.
What's the other guy's name again?
Which
Um,
one? Seinfeld?
no, no, no. The other super funny has Netflix special. Black. What's his name? Super funny. He has also MT.
Oh, he lives in Ohio, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Dave Chappelle. Dave
Dave
Chappelle. He's a
Chappelle.
legend. He's a legend, right? Dave Chappelle's been around for a long time. He will be around for a long time, right? So this is the Lindy effect. So, for example, businesses, for example, now going to a friend like home healthcare has been around for a long, long time. And specifically, some business that he wants to acquire have been around for a long time. They're gonna be around for a long time because they already have a business. The business is working. The environment is not changing like so drastically or dramatically that it will have an impact on it. So this is massive, and this is something that needs to be considered.
Also banks. Like look at banks. Banks have
Yeah.
been around forever. And like have you ever had like a great experience at a bank? Like for example, the
No.
definition of a great experience at a bank is literally you're not complaining. It's just like, all right, everything works.
The
I'm not
experience
like
of a good experience is you don't have a bad experience.
exactly. That's the standard is so low. Like the same like when you look at Deutsche Bank or any bank that you go on Google and reviews, like stars, they're like 2.3 on Pilot Star, whatever. Like
Horrible.
super shit rating because in the end it's like, yeah, I mean, I just want to put my money there and hopefully don't get charged for any surges, whatever extra fees, which is a pain in the ass. So that's why I can only recommend the new banks, so the neo banks. Because yeah,
Okay, Lucas. So we talked about what the business, what it is actually, like what is the Lindy effect. So how does it impact the actually businesses and startups? What can they actually get from this? What should founders learn from this, from the Lindy effect?
that's the thing. Is like
Look, I'll give you a few directions. Look, there's few directions you can take this where. Like, should they structure the idea and where they want to go around a Lindy effect? Let's say, hey, it's already a need that has been around for hundreds and years and thousands of years, and go that way versus something that is trendy because trendy things die out. Or could it be like, look, you should have a business directly. You can buy businesses in that direction.
I want to go into startup direction, but
Mhm.
in the end, I want to say yes. For example, home healthcare, or let's say banks. Okay, I want to say banks. The concept of banks will be around for thousands of years, but how we actually do it, it's different. So I'll say like the linear effect is more about, at least how I understand it, about concept of like a bank, for example, will still be around for thousands of years, but the way how we go or deal with banks is completely different. Like 30 years ago, you had to go into the physical location. Now, I don't even want to go to the physical location. I want to do everything from my mobile app. So the concept of banks will be around for a long, long period of time, but how we actually deal with it will change drastically. And that's also an opportunity for startups so they can say, yes, the industry, because the underlying problem will be around for a very long time, but how we can deal with it or solve it will change over time.
Okay. Yes, you're right, the concept stuff, but the Lindy effect is in general about things. So, for example, if Deutsche Bank has been around for 60 years or whatever, it's going to be around for another 60. That's also a fact, right? You're right about this stuff, the all that stuff, but it's also about the longevity of a business. Porsche has been around for, I don't know, 75 years, 100 years. I have no idea, actually. Long time. And they're still going to be around in 100 years. That's also one of these things. Obviously, they actually need to adjust to external
Yeah,
external
I
things like
mean,
changes, right?
because I want to give an counter example there. Look at Jaguar. Have you seen Jaguar? How literally they shit the bed with the new
Yeah,
design?
but that doesn't mean it's just like, look, there's always outliers to it because they fucked
Of
up big
course.
time, right? Because they didn't go with the time or they did change and they did something trendy. What did they do? Before they created luxury cars or in that segment, these were their traditions, and they're like, we're gonna throw all our traditions out and we're just gonna build something completely new. And they shit the bed. Just because the effect is there doesn't mean it's perfect because execution is still king.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? You fucking they shit the bed big time. Like they wanted to full electric and nobody liked it. Logo looked like shit. Doesn't have the
I mean,
style.
no, to be honest, the design I thought wasn't too bad. Anyways, but
But it's different. It's like a different market. It's a different segment. I mean, we're not car guys, so I don't even know.
hell no. I'm like, if it brings me from A to B, I don't care what it is. Could be a 30-year-old Volkswagen. I don't mind.
I don't know. Fuck, a nice Golf. Takes us anywhere you want. Okay, Lucas. So, can you check become Lindy? Like, for example,
Yes.
Bitcoin, AI, social media. Will they last?
Look
And
at
how do you
Facebook.
spot fake Lindies?
All right. So,
What's a real Lindy? What's a Lindy gotta do to be real, bro? Keep a
I
real
mean, for
Lindy.
example, I want to let's see if social media. I want to because it's in the end the bottom part is communication. Facebook has been around forever. Like nowadays, you can say already forever. Like what, 18 years? When was Facebook founded?
2008, something like
Facebook
that. 6, 5. I don't know.
founding date. Found
2005. I want to say 2005. 2005.
2004. Bro, it's 21 years.
Ah.
Almost or more than 21 years around already. It's going to be around for a long period of time. And like Facebook is not slowing down. They're
Well,
just
look.
acquiring other people, other companies, right? So
Exactly.
their innovation is driven by acquisitions, which is also fine.
Okay, so saying the cat is out of the bag, social media is here to stay. Because it's
100%.
just basically a modern twist on the market square where people could fucking yell at other people and communicate and
Yeah.
chill.
I mean, it's
All
the
right.
market square, it's the postcards. I
It's
mean,
anything. Like, it
all of
does
it.
everything.
Communication.
Okay, perfect. Bitcoin, yeah, it's going to stay.
I mean, it's
Gold. The digital gold.
I mean, think about like Bitcoin is the digital version of gold, whatever. But in the end, it's just like an alternative. You're hedging against that the normal currencies with inflation, because like the governments around the world are just printing money, so that of course um, will be around because it's an alternative. So I'm 100% believe that will be around. Same with like normal gold, right? Let's stick with normal gold. To be honest, what do you actually use gold for? Basically nothing. It's relatively useless in itself, but because it's been around for so long, people always see it as a way to like put like value in there.
You know, I was just thinking, I just connected the Lindy effect to network effects. So, network effects are basically modes that you have for your business based on networks. Look, think about it this way. I was thinking, what is a business that I'm still using that's super old every day? Well, my fucking phone, bro. Telecommunication companies have been around for a long, long time. They have monopolies, basically, partially owned by the government. They own the infrastructure, which is a network effect. If you own the networks, like the network, no one is going to get that. This is literally
Why is
hardware
it
that
that
costs
way? Like
billions.
that's not.
So I said, I connect to network effects.
So you're basically saying because they're so old,
So
they're already integrated so deeply that they have already network effects.
exactly, and because they have the network effect, well, because they built the network, right? So they
Yeah.
literally are this, and the Lindy effect then obviously goes on top of it because it's like it has been around. It has these network effects similar in this context sometimes, not all the time.
So what if they're basically they're only there because the network effect itself. So
Exactly.
you
So
don't
the
even need the
well, the Lindy effect
Lindy
could be a
effect.
part of it. Basically, it just describes part of a network effect because these businesses or whatever they have a network, right? It depends on what you go. You want to go like you have the nodes, the physical network. You have what are the all? Let's pull up the network effects of them again. So you have the physical one. You have data. Um, there were a few other ones. So like think about it. You can break it down to all to network effects. What is the Lindy effect? Other
All
different
right,
than
so NFX. So NFX, by the way, fucking fantastic podcast.
oh
So
yeah,
we
and
have network effects. Let's open them up. These bad boys. We have.
data,
So the first one is the
physical.
physical. Okay,
Exactly. This is what we said telecommunication, anything network
physical.
related,
Then it's the protocol. So protocol, maybe
Bitcoin, HTML. Well, sorry,
HTTP,
HTTP. Yeah,
whatever. Personal utility is the second one. Then afterwards, the third one. Then we have personal marketing, market network.
it's
Then
like Facebook, Amazon, all these
yeah,
stuffs.
these are all direct networks. Then we have this two-sided ones, which is the marketplace, two-sided platform, two-sided
Yeah,
asymptotic marketplaces.
yeah.
Then we go into data, then tech performance, and then bandwagon effect
Okay,
and
so all
social.
these things, end of the day, you could bring them down. Like the linear effect explains something like that. It's been around for that because they've been defendable, right? They have not been. There's a reason why these businesses have not been disrupted.
Yeah.
But I want to come back to another thing also. I was just thinking about this. An industry that will always be there is just anything love related. So that's why dating.
That's the thing about like Prostitution, bro. The oldest business.
I'm gonna pitch you the oldest business out there, prostitution. No, just kidding. No, but love. That's why fucking Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, you name it, all kind like companionship. Like there's so many other sketchy websites out there, like the porn industry. They make so much at the end of the day because they're playing on love or connection, sexuality, all that kind of thing. Which is also they're gonna be a Lindy effect.
Yes.
Hello, Lindy.
Yes and no, 'cause I mean, I don't know
Lindy's
whether
naughty.
what is the really, really old web okay, the the website that matched but they bought the companies. Yeah, so they
They
bought
bought the companies. I
yeah.
mean, it's dating and before that, but it's something that is a need, a human need at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, it's a core need. That's true. Yeah.
So, all right, Lucas, let's take some actionable advice now. What are the next steps? What should the listeners take away from this? Look, the Lindy effect is basically the longer something has been around, the longer it will stay around. You can take this two ways. Either if you're acquiring businesses, that means businesses that have a history, probably going to stay around for a long time. There's a reason for it, right? Unless they're not going with the time. For example, if you are Kodak, they're fucked up big time. They have digital copy, digital. They invented the digital camera, but then they still like, fuck it, this is fucking our business model. We're not going to do it until they get disrupted by themselves, basically, and just fuck themselves up. But if you're going with that, they're going to stay longer. So if you're acquiring that, great business to acquire. So, for example, human basic needs, healthcare, it's always something because it's also really hard to do with robots because they need attention, love, and etc. All that kind of stuff, plumbing, whatnot, you name it. These are basic stuff, right? Then it's coming back to tech. So how can this actually be in tech? Again, we said something with love before just now. This could be businesses that are in dating or
Well, anything that has a network effect will most likely
yeah,
stay a long time period. Because
exactly.
otherwise, I believe to be staying around that long, you need to have a network effect anyways. I think that's a requirement to even stay around a long period of time. Because otherwise, you build a product and then somebody else disrupting you or is taking over the market. So you're not even staying around that long. You will be acquired, etc. So for me, I'm assuming to get even to stay alive that long, you need to have a network effect. Otherwise, you will not be able to sustain for that long period of time. And once you have network effects, that will cause that you will also stay around for a long period of time. So in my head, it's basically to get even to stay around, you need the network effects, and then
Unless you don't want to stay around, unless you just want to have a quickie and just
yeah.
sell it off.
The thing is, even then, you selling off, people will only will more likely buying you if you have network effects because they're like otherwise.
Well, I don't know. Love like whatever these the French company sold for 80 million was just a no code, like a vibe coding project.
Yes, but at the end, it was technology. They acquired the know-how, especially or the
I know,
product.
but it's not a network effect.
No, but they're also not around for a long period of time.
Exactly.
But my point is, in order to stay a long period of time,
Okay, okay.
get to 10 years of being around, you
If
need
you want to
already
stay for
have
that long, for sure, you needed something, right? You need a
not if
perfect.
you. It's not about whether you want it or not, but to stay around for such a period of time, you need over these years need to build these network effects. Otherwise, you will not be around for that long. And once you are
Yeah.
around that long time, then the effect will
Network effect or different kind of modes, right?
yeah,
We're talking about
the
modes in
linear
the
effect.
day.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. I like it. Do you have anything else, Lucas? Come on.
No, I think. No, I to be honest, for me, it's just like very fantastic or great to see, especially for startups. Like you don't have like how can I better describe it? I like the concept that banks will be around for a long period of time, but not how they technically will operate. And you can work on the operate level. Doesn't matter which idea it is. So, for example, I just saw yesterday a video on AI, and they were talking about everybody is putting attention on the core levels of the AI models. So they're saying, "Oh my God, the infrastructure is so important. Look at the base models, Llama, Anthropic, OpenAI, all these like base models, but most of the money is actually done on the application level. Think about this.
Yeah.
Windows is an operating level. That's operating system. It's the same with Anthropic, etc. But then on top of it, you have all the SaaS systems or software that are built on top, which are billions of dollars
Trillions, actually.
trillions, all combined, multiple trillions. So like these are the other ones. So everybody's focused on that, but the biggest part will come out now with all the applications. So I think that's really important.
Unless, because that's what they're hoping for, that the AI can do it all that at once at some point.
Even then, you always want to have a GUI. So you always want to have an like a
Russ,
system.
what is a GUI? It's a graphical user interface,
Yes,
so
it's
people know what that
basically,
is.
for example, look at
UX. Everyone wants a user experience, a UI, user
people
interface.
saying, yes, I could use ChatGPT for everything. Yeah, I mean, that's like, yes, you can also use AWS. You can host your own server.
Inconvenience, not
Very inconvenient.
practical.
You don't want that.
It's also like, look, you want to have something with branding, or people buy brands. Like the same thing, same reason was like, why should I like I buy
Oh,
Apple? It's like, yeah, you buy it for the brand.
because I was thinking about the other day. So I was listening to the podcast and I was like, how can I explain this best to people, especially to salespeople? All right, because they are saying, why would I use if I could use ChatGPT? Why would I use this app? It's like me saying, why would you need a software which helps you cold call people multiple at the same time, as well as entire what is it called where you put your leads, a pipeline, if you can just use a phone. You
Yeah.
can dial with your phone manually, which is more a pain in the butt. It's not really optimized for it, and this is ChatGPT as well. ChatGPT, you have an interface which is not optimized for the workflow. Whereas if you have then a GUI, like graphical interface, which is set up for this,
It's Lucas' new favorite word. He listened to it on a one
I'm
podcast,
like
a
GUI.
YouTube video,
I
and
always
it's like
think about gum. I don't know if I hear GUI. I also think about
Lucas is
gum.
like Lucas say no one says it nowadays. It's like super old world, man.
But okay, if you have an interface, it's so much like it's easier. You will like directly more likely to use it.
I agree. I agree. I mean, that's the reason. I mean, we don't have to argue about that. It's like people saying that ChatGPT rappers are not going to make money. That's just like it's just a lie.
Like
Everything is a
fast
rapper of
products,
something.
exactly.
Nvidia is a rapper of TSM or TCM. It's the
TSMA,
Taiwanese
TSMA.
computer TCM, I think. Anyways,
Uh,
these are all rappers, right? Any SaaS business is a rapper of AWS and whatnot. So all these things, if you go deep enough, there's just rappers. It's like then
TSMC.
TSMC, exactly. It's like same with anything that is a gold ring is just a fucking rapper on a gold mine. I don't know, bro.
Yeah. Netflix is a rapper on top of AWS.
Exactly, it's just hosting. YouTube, same. Why would anyone? Same shit. Anyways, we're getting off topic. That's it about Lindsay's best friend, Lindy. And guys, please let us know if you guys want to know more about different concepts or different effects. Today was Lindy effect.
Bye, guys. Catch you next one. Peace.